RMBI gene, here to take you on another level and new horizons. See clear, no Visine. Motivational talk.
Hello everybody, my name is Reggie Mattis. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all the good things we do to help people out who have YouTube channels. Today, I just kind of want to respond to a comment that I got that was saying that basically that I am pretty much pro men, all about men on my channel, and I don't do anything for women. Well, if you listen to my channel, I cover a variety of topics. Certain things I do on YouTube, there's certain things I do on the podcast show, the Simply Straight Talk show. So, I mean, I don't think that's a fair statement. I do think that I do speak up for men because there's not a lot of good conversations about men. I mean, when you think about men, not much is actually being said, not much is actually, that's put out there that's productive for men. And, the other part of the comment was, I mean, like men don't have a defense, like men playing the victim. I think you got to understand some things, and you got to understand this. When it comes to men, now I'm not going to get into the whole argument because there's a certain standpoint that I got about as far as black men, white men, and all this type of stuff, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm just going to speak for men in general. I'm going to speak especially from a family dynamic, a relationship dynamic, and when it comes to men being in relationships, you are at a disadvantage. You're at a disadvantage if it breaks up. You're at a disadvantage if you get into an argument and she gets over dramatic and decides to call the police. The man is going to end up paying the price because that's just the way the system is set up. The goal is to protect the woman. There is no real protection for men. There are men out here who are paying child support. Some men really should be paying child support, but there's a lot of men who's paying child support for kids that's not even theirs, because the woman is not going to tell the truth that the child is not his. She either had an affair or, the pregnancy may occur before they start dating. It was just early on when they got together. Excuse me. So it's just things like that men are kind of left behind. Men are placed at a disadvantage. In the court system, men are placed at a disadvantage when it comes to a man against a woman. They have all these rules that men have so much power, men can do all these things. And honestly, it's not true. It's not true at all. Because you got some good men, you got some bad men, you got some good women, you got some bad women. But it just bothers me that I see more posts from women about men being bad. Men don't know how to be in relationships. Men don't know how to love. You even got some pastors out there saying that women love harder than men. Men don't love. Men can just have sex with anybody and it don't matter. You know what? Women can do the same thing. Women can do the same thing, but nobody talks about that. Because as a man, if you talk about the negative aspects of a woman, all of a sudden you're a narcissist, you're a misogynist. You know what I'm saying? You're practicing sexism. You're discriminating against women. Nobody wants to talk about the things that women do. Nobody wants to talk about the things that women say about men, the way women treat men, the way women abuse men. There are women that physically abuse men, but nothing gets said. No one pushes that issue. But anytime a man does something, it's over the top, go after him, shut him down, kill him. That's the way this society is set up. So yeah, I do try to encourage men. I do try to give men some positive feedback. But I also give positive feedback for women. If you listen to the Simply Straight Talk show, all of my conversations can refer to men or women, and I always acknowledge the fact that, whatever the topic is, whether it's about sexual incompatibility, people cheating, whatever, I always acknowledge the fact that it's men and women. I never say just women do this or just men do that. I call out both sides. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel that I do offer content that doesn't include women. I think my content is very inclusive of women. I think my content is meant for both genders to learn and grow from. So I don't think that I actually single out women as being bad or target women. I try to deliver a message that really pushes the agenda that you have to look at both sides of a story. If you see a man and woman, and a woman says that she's cheating, says that her husband cheated, he was no good, he was this, he was that. You know what? There's always two sides to a story. Nobody ever asks, well, what did you do in the relationship? Were you a good girlfriend? Were you a good wife? And the same thing for a man. If a man says the woman was this, the woman was that, you have to ask the question, well, were you a good husband? Were you a good boyfriend? Did you come home? Did you spend time with her? Did you spend time with him? Did you consider his emotional needs? Were you trying to change him? Were you trying to make that person into something that they wasn't? Were you too domineering? You know what I'm saying? So there's always two sides to a story, but when it comes to the man side, nobody wants to hear the man side of the story. Nobody wants to talk about the male struggle. Nobody wants to talk about how men feel. When a man expresses himself, he gets shot down. I mean, you can take the Matt Damon situation when he spoke on sexual assault. He said absolutely nothing wrong, and they was already talking about canceling this movie. Movie shouldn't hire him, and all the man said, there's different degrees of sexual assault. There is. Even the law has different degrees. There is a difference between somebody raping somebody and somebody getting a pat on the booty. Both are wrong, but they're different degrees. You can't have a woman say, oh my God, I was sexually assaulted. He touched me on my booty. Oh, I'm so hurt and distraught. And you can't sit her in a room with a woman who was physically raped and expect them to have the same experience. The emotional experience is totally different. But I think a lot of people can't make that connection. And men are not allowed to have a viewpoint now. So yes, I will speak on behalf of men. I will say things on behalf of men. And I think that because there are plenty of women doing it. You can find plenty of shows right now with women who speak on behalf of women, who back them up and speak everything. But you don't find people speaking on behalf of men, except for maybe like LAR. LAR speaks it. He tells the truth. Now he's another YouTube channel, LAR Movement. He speaks it. He tells the truth. But see, when men come out and speak about issues with men, nobody wants to hear it. But everybody wants to attack it. Everybody wants to attack it. And I don't think it's right. And I'm going to tell you another person real quick that has a YouTube channel that does speak up for men. And everybody that I'm telling you about, these are not people that actually sit back and like try to degrade or, you know what I'm saying, make it seem like they don't care about women. They're just speaking the facts. They're speaking the facts. Now, one is LAR Movement. Dang, what's that dude name? There's one more dude I want to show y'all. Tell you, these are two dudes I know, and I get it. I'm gonna leave the other one in the comment. I can see his face in his YouTube channel, but I just cannot pull up his I can't pull up his name right now. But the thing about it is, you know, when you have black men who want to speak about black men, who want to speak about the issues and concerns of black men, nobody wants to hear it, but everybody want to criticize it. Everybody want to criticize it. Nobody want to hear it. I'll look at it. I'll put it in the description down below, a link to their YouTube channels. But nobody wants to hear when black men say, I have a struggle. Nobody wants to hear when black men or men in general say, I'm hurting. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to do it. But you're quick to attack us. And it bothers me too that everybody's so quick to label all men in one category. But when men label women in one category, it's an issue. It's a problem. You can't categorize her because she was one woman, like that judge, I think she was in Kentucky, who was having sex orgies in her freaking office in the courthouse with her staff, making people have sex with her husband. How long did that story stay on the news? How long? Why wasn't everybody out there, hashtag Me Too and all these people, why weren't they going down there to jump on her case? You got one actor makes one comment, one man makes one comment that's an actually legitimate comment, and you want to take his job, you want to destroy him. A woman is making people, threaten them that if you don't do this, you'll lose your job, to have these sexual acts. Nothing. See, that's what I talk about when I say that you can't have two sets of rules, one for men, one for women. It's got to be balanced. And so, yes, I do try to push men. I do try to challenge men. I do speak up for men. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm Steve Harvey, which y'all know I'm not a fan of. But, I'm not going to sound the voice of all men, because I'm not, just like he's not. But for those who hear what I say and support what I do, yes, I speak on something that they can understand and relate to. Because you can look at any YouTube, any resource. I mean, a woman can go out to churches and get help. I've seen men who have been turned down and they got kids. They have been turned down for help when they tried to go get it because they wasn't a woman. So men are placed at a disadvantage. And that's just the truth. I mean, whether people like it or not, want to admit it or not, men are placed at a disadvantage. And y'all know it. Let a man file a sexual assault charge. It either gets swept under the rug or he'll get laughed at. Let a woman do it. You got police knocking on his door. The man could have been out of the country for 2 years and just came back. If she made that accusation, he gonna be in jail. His career is done. His life is done. You got a woman. If a man and woman get into an argument, the police come, all she got to do is drop on the floor and start crying. Automatically, he going to jail. Rub her face a little bit, make it look bruised up or make it look red. Say he hit her, he going to jail. So yeah, I think men do need more men that's going to speak up, more men that's going to say what men are going through, or call women out on some of the BS that's going on, because it's real. It ain't that, people hating on women or disliking women. It's just the fact that everybody tries to pretend like men are not targeted. Everybody tries to pretend like men got all these passes, and it's wrong. It's not true. So yes, for the conversation with the guys or the people I talk to, I express those views. I express those comments. And there are a lot of women out there wrong. There are a lot of women out here that are very bad in relationships. They are horrible in relationships. But yet they get in a relationship with men, and all of a sudden the man is labeled as a dog. I'm just trying to understand how you can actually let that just go on. If you know you bad at a relationship, why are you posting all this stuff about men being bad? Why are you posting all this stuff about men? But yet you yourself don't know how to be in a relationship. You got a man that wants to be in a one-woman relationship, wants to take care of you, but you out here want to live like you single. But when the relationship starts to go wrong, and he starts to feel like, listen, you're not good for me, all of a sudden, he's a dog. He didn't take care of you. He wasn't a good provider. That's what you put out there. When the truth is, you was a horrible woman and a horrible person for somebody to deal with in a relationship. You didn't contribute. You didn't want to do nothing. You didn't want to help out with nothing. Everything was on his back. That man coming home to nothing. You still out doing whatever you doing. But yeah, he the bad guy when you go back and tell everybody that he did you wrong. That ain't how it works. And I'm the first to admit, there are some good men and there are some bad men. There are some good women and there are some bad women. And it just gets me to why women don't want to call out other women. They don't want to call out other women. But you call out men for the simplest things. But women don't want to call out women. And my thing is, I keep hearing, well, the older men need to speak to the younger men, be in their lives. What about women being in these young girls' lives? What about some of the older women stepping up and being in these young women's lives? Instead of trying to make it seem like all these younger women are just being destroyed because men are bad. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. So, like I said, I appreciate the feedback, you know what I'm saying? And I don't agree with it. Like I said, if it was something that I felt was true or something like that, I would have no problem admitting it. But I don't think that any of my podcasts, I don't think any of my YouTube or the Simply Straight Talk show or my blog, I don't think any of that stuff favors or, misrepresents women or, makes women look bad in any type of way. I always discuss both sides and I try to bring both views to the table. So I'm never attacking one. I'm always trying to promote and uplift both. But I call it what it is. And the truth is, sometimes a lot of women don't call out themselves, but they quick to call out men. And that's just a fact of the matter. But anyway, that's just it for this one. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, man. Leave y'all thoughts down below. Women, if you got thoughts, leave them. I'll definitely respond. Same thing, fellas. Let me know what you think. How do y'all feel about the content that I put up? Do y'all feel that I favor attacking women or making women look bad? I mean, let me know what y'all think, man. All right? I'm out.
Let him revitalize you. It's time to tune in. This here's so fire. Empower your voice to inspire. Yeah, RMBI Gene.